Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lola. It's time for our weekly recap of Queen Sugar. This is season 5, episode 1, and it was titled Late February 2020. Alright y'all, so before I jump into this recap review, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And also, if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright y'all, so I know I'm late. It came out on Tuesday. But I was not here on Tuesday when it came out on the 16th. So I am now just getting to doing the video for Queen Sugar. It was really good. I love this show. This is the show that kind of started my YouTube channel. Or my YouTube recaps reviews, I should say. So I love this show. Of course, I was going to review it. I was just a little late. But tomorrow, I will be back on track. I think I'm on track for most of my shows. Love and Hip Hop, I probably will not do a video on last week's episode. I'll probably just jump into this week's. And then the Bell Collective, I'll probably just squeeze both of those episodes into one video. And then after that, I am up. Lord have mercy. I'm back current or whatever. So anyway, y'all, let's jump into this episode. I am so happy. Like I said, the episode is back. We waited a long time. Okay, because dang on 2020 was the way it was. We ain't get our Queen Sugar, but it is back, and it is back with a vengeance. Okay, they is not playing around. They was popping out stuff already. So anyway, we see Nova. She is praying to the ancestors and stuff like that and thanking them for everything. And then she's cutting off her locks. I said, okay, girl. All right. And she's saying, wash me clean and restore my purpose. Amen. And then we see Ralph Angel. He's reading a book out on the porch. Blue sneaking up on him, telling him that breakfast is ready. And we see Darla sleep, and they bring her breakfast in bed. I said, oh, that toast is burnt. But okay, Blue, you tried, baby. You tried. So Ralph Angel like, well, okay, we gotta get you ready for school and stuff. And then they laugh about the burnt toast. And Darla and Ralph Angel say they happy because remember, they back together now. They're a couple. So we see Hollywood and Vi, they in the kitchen dancing and stuff in her restaurant, and she making cakes is what she do best. And he pouring too much stuff into the batter. She like, that's too much or whatever. And so they're getting ready for this feast of St. Josephine. So they figured out that St. Josephine was a black woman. So they want to celebrate her every February or whatever. So at the end of Black History Month, they're going to celebrate her. So they said that Charlie came up with this event, and so that's what they're putting together. That's why they're making the shortcakes and stuff, and it's going to be like 300 people in attendance. So it's a big crowd. Hollywood, he got his, I forgot what the business was called, but it's going to be like a place where guys can come talk about their problems and stuff. He had mentioned it in the last season and stuff. So he's getting that together. That should open up soon. And then he wanted a little piece of Miss Vi. Okay. He said he wants some, mid-afternoon snack. Like, let me tell y'all, I love me some Hollywood and Aunt Vi. Okay. I love them too. Look. They are my favorite TV couple. I love them. Love them. He was like, look, baby, I just need 10 minutes. Okay. He didn't put on the sexy music. She was like, you going, she was like, we're going to be late. We can't. He was like, come on, baby. You know, I just need 10 minutes. I ain't got to show off or do nothing. She was like, oh, yes, you do. I'm going to give you 20 and you better not make me late or whatever. He was like, all right, 20. Okay, baby. So he go back there. I love them too. I love them. And then we see Charlie. She got a new little haircut and stuff. She looking cute. She called him Micah. He looked like he on the campus and stuff. And he said he couldn't make it the night before for dinner and stuff. And then he's telling her that he can't make it for the big day today. So it's supposed to be like this big day. They're headed to this big thing. So she was like, oh, okay, baby. All right. Well, you know, I thought I would see you more since you live, you know, you're near the house and stuff, but I haven't seen you in the last 2 months. And he was like, yeah, I know, Mom, I know. And then one of his friends come up to him and was like, we got to go. He was like, all right, Mom, I got to go. Good luck with today. And then he hangs up the phone. So she looking like, So then we see everybody standing outside at the courthouse or whatever. So we see Nola. I keep calling this child Nola. Nova's new haircut, and it looks real cute on her. And they go inside. So then we see why they was saying it's a big day. It's Frances Borderline trial. So remember, they got her on tape saying all this nasty shit and stuff like that, and they got her in cahoots with burning down a sugar mill and stuff like that. So she already had the trial, she already did all that. So today is her sentencing. Child, she get up there to say some last words, talking about something. I'm not guilty of nothing. I ain't do nothing. I'm just a successful woman. And Charlie, you'll know what I'm talking about soon, and all this other stuff. And the judge was like, look here. Don't be trying to rewrite history, okay? You was already tried and convicted, boo-boo. This is your sentencing, okay? And since you want to open up your mouth and all that other stuff, boom, 7 years. They was like, oh, yes. So she going to jail for 7 years, child. I said, ooh, Frances about to make a boo-boo up in jail. But she was like, may God bless you. Everybody happy and stuff like that. And then here come Parker. I couldn't remember her name. I had put Tegan down. Because I was like, what is her name? But Parker, she was in the courtroom. So she looked upset that Frances was getting 7 years or whatever. But everybody turned and looked at Parker. So I'm like, what's about to happen with that? So then we see Darla. She said she about to go get Blue and stuff from school. And Ralph Angel washing the dishes and stuff. And Darla says she supports him and all his, she tells him, like, you should go to Nova's thing tonight and support her, be the bigger person. He was like, all right, I'll think about it, whatever. So then they kiss. It's a knock at the door. So it's a lock at the door. The man got some legal document or something like that. Ralph Angel like, I don't know about that. So he was like, well, you got to sign for it. So he takes it. We don't know what it is because Ralph Angel reads it and then he just balls it up. I said, oh, what was it? So then we see Nova. She having, did I skip something? I feel like I skipped something, y'all. 1 second. Because I feel like they was outside the courtroom, or maybe that was a different scene. Okay, that was a different scene. Anyway, because I'm like, wait a minute, they was in the courtroom again. But anyway, we see Nova, she having a party and stuff, and she launching this like true paper site or something online, and it's going to be for the community so people can get their voices heard across the world and stuff, and inside the community and all this other stuff. You know how she an activist and yada, yada, yada. So Red there, the weed man, and he like, look, I don't want no wine or nothing like that. No, but I want some dang on smoke. And she was like, I'd rather be smoking too, but this is something big for the community and stuff, and I want to be connected to the knife. He was like, be connected, but not live there no more. So we see she got a new little place and stuff. And so she was like, but yeah, I'm just coming up. I'm moving forward in my life. He was like, all right, girl, whatever. So we see she's still with Calvin. I said, okay, girl, you still got your little chocolate, your white chocolate. Okay, I see you. So he over there talking to her friends and stuff, and he talking about the cause, and of course he a cop. So then they like, well, was you one of them cops that was just beating up on black people and stuff? He was like, well, no, I was a good cop. And they like, So they like, well, is you down for the cause? And he was like, if the cause gonna have me. So she go over there to try to rescue him. He was like, oh no, we cool or whatever, we cool. I said, not the fist bump. not the fist bump. Calvin, put your hand down. So then Charlie arrives, Di arrives, and so Nova, she gives her a speech and stuff like that, and I told you she said it was for the community, for the cause and stuff. Then Ralph Angel came. I said, okay, he coming around. So then he pulls her to the side and was like, it's starting. And so Charlie came over there and was like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on? And she was like, it's starting, they starting. So then everybody started getting these text messages or whatever. So I was like, So then it was an emergency council meeting. So Charlie called an emergency council meeting. One of the guys down there yelled in the middle of the night. She was like, oh, so half the, she was like, all the black farmers then got a text message saying that half their farm is going to be taken, but you worried about your beauty sleep or whatever. He was like, well, I warned you that this was going to happen. And she was like, well, what have you done? Have you done anything or whatever? And he was like, she was like, oh yeah, you have done something. You telling everybody that the highway going to be good for them or whatever. And then Ralph Angel stands up and like, you a sellout. Y'all got to figure stuff out. And Charlie like, well, I'm going to figure that. He was like, I appreciate you checking stuff out there, Charlie, but what everybody else going to do? Y'all all need to do something. So they all rallied up and stuff like that, trying to be like, oh Lord, we going to figure something out. So then we see Ralph Angel, he back at the house, and he burning a letter. I was like, because you just couldn't throw it in the trash, but whatever. So then Nova, she come into the house, and she like, well, you all right? He was like, yeah, I'm straight and stuff. He ain't letting nobody take his land. His daddy bust his ass, blood, sweat, and tears for this land, and he ready to bleed before anybody take this land over or whatever. So he like, well, I'll figure it out and stuff like that. She was like, yeah, because we can't, this is mama's resting place or something like that, and she won't be disturbed. And he was like, I'll figure it out. She was like, but you don't have to do it alone. And he was like, we? She was like, yeah, because you know I love you and stuff. And I will always love you or whatever like that. And so then they had like this little touching moment and stuff. And she told him that she hopes that he finally finds it in his heart to forgive her fully and stuff. And he said he'll try. And then we see Ralph Angel crying. I said, Lord, they got my baby crying already. Y'all know Ralph Angel will cry. He is fine, but he be crying the whole show, the whole season, child. Anyway, back at the court. Okay, so we see Parker, some lady. We see what's her name? Nova and Charlie on the other side. So they saying like the people, Parker saying the people voted for the highway and stuff, and they wanted the highway. And Charlie like, but the people voted for me so I can stop the highway from coming. And she was like, Nova was like, well, here's something from Oklahoma. And she was like, what Oklahoma got to do with today? She was like, the highway that they put in Oklahoma was a cancer road. So we need to check the environmental status and all this other stuff before they bring this toxicity in our community or whatever. So Parker was trying to argue the case, and the judge was like, well, I'm going to put a stay on the highway until we can see what's going on with the environmental person, and then I want y'all to bring up some alternatives to putting the highway somewhere else where it's not affecting the farmers and stuff. So Charlie like, oh yes, thank you, okay. So she went for Charlie or whatever. So then we see Parker in the hallway, and she congratulates Charlie, saying black woman to black woman, we did it and stuff. And Charlie like, girl, bye. So she was like, well, can I talk to you alone? And Nova was like, you will not dismiss me. Anything you got to say to her, you can say in front of me or whatever. So she was like, all right, well, I'm just saying, you know, we can settle on some areas that we agree on. Charlie was like, well, we don't agree on no area. She was like, all right, well, if you change your mind anytime, you can meet me anytime, any place. Okay, just give me a call up on the cellular, and then we can set some things up. She was like, all right, girl, bye. So then we see Hollywood, Mr. Prosper, and what's that man name? Ralph Angel. They painting I just said his name. Hollywood's place or whatever. I'm gonna do better, y'all, in the next one. I can't remember their dang on names. And they was just painting and talking. It wasn't nothing too big or nothing like that. Blue was not Blue. Ralph Angel was saying Blue was making dinner, so he had to head out. Then we see Nova and her boo. They eating dinner. It wasn't nothing big there. Only thing was there was that he was eating on her silk pillowcase, and she was like, "What did you do?" He was like, "Well, you know, I thought since you had cut the locks out that you ain't." She was like, he was like, that's something else I gotta add to the, yes, add that to the list. So then he left. And then we had the house with Ralph Angel, Blue, and Darla. I'm about to say Nova. Darla, and they eating dinner and stuff. Blue prays, and then he tell Pops to pray. And so Ralph Angel start praying. And he was like, thank you for my son. Thank you for this food. Thank you for my love of my life. So, you know, he was thinking wife, but, you know, they not wifed up and that like that. So I was like, Lord, when he gonna propose? He gonna propose soon. So I just knew it. And so then we see the Queen Sugar Mill. So Parker is meeting Charlie. Charlie ended up calling Parker there. So they talking, and she's asking her, like, Parker was like, well, I heard you getting a big insurance check. You planning to rebuild and stuff. And she was like, follow me, walk with me or whatever. So Parker was like, well, I think we got on the wrong foot and stuff like that, and I'm just trying to break this community into the future, and you want to keep us back in the day. Like, what she say? She said, you keep trying to keep people back in farming, and that's so Booker T. Washington or whatever. And so Charlie was like, well, is you E.D. DeBow trying to bring them to the promised land or something? She said like that. And she was like, get out of here with all that other stuff. So Parker was like, well, I think we got the same goals, just different ways of looking at it or whatever. And I talked to my people. They said that they're going to pay double for the land and all this other stuff. And Charlie was like, look, I brought you here. Like, she kicked the can and stuff. I said, what the can do to you, Charlie? But she kicked the can and she was like, look, I brought you here to show you what Francis did to my meal. I'm not taking no deal. Like, this meal was for everybody, not just me or whatever. And we're not taking no deal. So Parker was like, so you speak for everybody? And she was like, yeah, whatever. She was like, so you sure you speak for everybody? You sure? All right, girl. All right. All right. And so she was like, I hope you're ready to fight. She was like, I know how to fight or whatever. She was like, okay. And so then Parker walks off. Then we see Micah, he at college or whatever. His friend run up to him saying, like, it's time to go. Micah like, well, I ain't ready. I got schoolwork to do. He was like, it's time to go. Soon as he did all that, I was like, Micah must be pledging or something. And so then we see him pledging and, we saw it later on, but I'm just getting it out the way. He was pledging, and they ended up making it. It was 7 people out of 20 who made it to the row and stuff like that. So they crossed over. So Micah is in a fraternity now. Then we see Nova. She looking at some pictures and stuff, and then Calvin come running in, and they start talking about families. And he says he won't be the weird white guy in the family, standing next to the family, and he knows that he be trying too hard around her friends. And she was like, yeah, just chill out and stuff. And she was like, well, I'm ready to meet your family. And he was like, well, you know, my grandfather not real nice. That's why I ain't really bring it up again. And she was like, look, you said you wanted me to meet your family and stuff, so it's going to be okay. I know that your grandfather, you know, he 86 years old and with his mind think and stuff like that. But it's going to be all right. But thank you for trying to protect me and stuff. And we're going to get through it together or whatever. And then they kiss. I said, oh, there's love on this show, Jesus. So is Charlie going to find her a boo? Let's find Charlie a boo, y'all. So anyway, it's the feast of Miss St. Josephine. They got the kids walking with pictures of people who recently passed and stuff. And then it looked like they was wearing like purples and navy blues and stuff like that. So they really had the colors going on. They looked real cute. Charlie gave the speech saying that they was going to celebrate this at the end of every February. And she was saying how Miss St. Josephine was a slave who became a saint. And thank y'all for electing me as the first black councilwoman in the history of her parish and stuff. They had a moment of silence. And she was like, we're going to eat, drink, and celebrate. So then they sitting around, they chatting and stuff like that. And Vi saying, like, we're going to create our own day. And then Parker gets up there on the stage and stuff with the podium, the mic and everything, child, talking about she was appointed to the Bank of St. Josephine. So, Charlie looking like, what the hell? And then Nova like, this ain't good, Charlie, this ain't good. So, Parker gets up there saying, like, people always voicing their concerns and stuff, and we listen to y'all concerns, and we're not going to tear up many homes and farms just to make any changes. We made new changes. We decided on, like, a different route and stuff, and few farms going to get affected. So everybody like, okay, what's you know, how we going to go? Child, she said, like, 21st row or something like that. And so then she gets off the mic and stuff. And then she kept pointing at Charlie, saying, like, we're not going to mess up any farms, especially the borderline sugar farm or something like that. And so she kept making sure that they knew this was Charlie's doing or whatever. So then Vi was like, 21st and such, ain't that the cemetery? So then everybody like, the cemetery, I got 3 generations. Y'all know how the town be turning on Charlie like that. I'm like, y'all act like she the only person on the council. So she like, look, it's not written in stone. We ain't vote on it. We ain't say that was going to happen. Yada, yada, yada. She like, everybody mad at Charlie again. Everybody, but her family got her back. Like, let her breathe or whatever. So I said, Lord, we see Charlie. She's storming down the hallway and stuff. And she fired up. I'm thinking she about to march up to Parker or something. No, she going to her office, child, and start tearing down stuff. Knock on the door. It's Vi. And she like, you okay, baby girl? She was like, no, but I will be. And she was like, so how you going to respond? She was like, I don't know. But I know I'm not going to lose. I can't and I won't. So now they got Charlie fired up. I said, Lord help me. And then lastly, we see Darla and what's the man's name? Ralph Angel walking alongside the river and stuff, and they just talking about, you know, Blue and their future and stuff. And she like, our future? And he was like, yeah. And then he said he was taking his life back, and then he gets on one knee, and he's saying like it never feels right unless it's him and her. And he was saying like, your love is my superpower, and I want to create more love with you. Can I get the privilege of me being your husband and you taking my last name? It's like, Lord. The thug tears, y'all. And so then it was kisses and tears. Of course, she said yes. And then he was all excited, lifted her up and stuff. It was like, this is my wife, this is my wife. And then it went off. I said, oh, Lord. Probably ain't you about to get married. If Darla don't fuck it up. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about the episode down there in them comments. I will be on time on Tuesday when it comes on this week. So I just wanted to make sure I got this episode out before I got to the next one. But anyway, y'all, if y'all are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And also, if you like this recap review, hit the thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all. Until next time, peace.